Hey Watchers, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be on Season 3, Week 3 of Guild Wars. So this week I will do both opponents in one. So my first opponent, Soulforge 2, pretty overpowered, more powerful than our guild. So we got handed pretty well. We've got a lot of 2 million BP, but then a lot of 3 and 4. And in our guild, we're mostly ranging in the 1.5 to 2.5 range, and then some of the higher people are a little above 3. So we were pretty well burning on this one. And let's get to some defense first. So opponent 1 defense. I'm just going to do one example. I did not get any wins on defense versus opponent 1. So my main defense, and this time I moved AI back so she's not getting killed. I am still thinking of swapping her with the Maul spot so that she's not getting behind Arrogance, but she's getting one spot farther ahead. So valiant effort here as we're kind of just banging at them, but they can just like walk right through us. So no big deal here. I'm at about, 215, 220 BP, and these guys attacking me are at about 300, 350 BP, so I'm not going to hold them back. So at this point, just trying to work on my defense, make it optimal, and when people overpower me, it's not a big deal. So I won't show any of the others because I'm not going to show you anything you don't already know. So we'll go ahead and get into the offense of opponent 1, and I did okay on offense. I'm picking teams that are generally between 250 BP and about 315 to 325. This one only had a 4-man up, so it was probably a mistake. I'm going to go ahead and take out their, I believe that was Hex, then, I forget his name, but he'll fade away and I can send people straight through. So I took advantage of that one, got the free win. I probably should have left that for another guildmate. Somebody else had actually lost to him because they were too low a power, or maybe their strategy was bad and they just ran into the dead stench of Cerberus, that's his name. So on to the next battle. I'm going to do archers for the mage and then bomb the back. So they left the mage exposed, go ahead and do the archers, and the archers are gone. Now I'm going to go for the bombs. I have a hard time bombing through and hitting Zilla2. So those spiders were just to trigger ultimates. Then I'm going to send in my big guy, the destroyer, and then I'm going to do it again with, this time, spiders and bombs, and I'm able to get Zilla2 and the side person, so get the win there. Strangely, so I did do a lot of opponents twice in the week 1. In the week 2 opponent, there was a nice variability of opponents, and I got up early, and I was able to just go ahead and get one fight on each. So this one I'm going to fail to bomb past the tank, and I'm going to have to recover. So try to trigger the ults first, and then send in the destroyer. Then I'm going to send in the bombing units, and they smack right into the tank. So I'll send in the air, but at this point I pretty much lost it because I don't have any way to get past the triple stacked front. Then Zilla2 is going to easily take out the air attack, so I really needed those bombs to go through. I failed, and that's what happens when you either don't have the timing right, or if you're just too low a BP. And in this case, I believe I was just too low a BP. I think the spiders got killed right as they stepped up, and the bombs just splatted. So on to the next fight. I think most of them in opponent 1 were more around 300 BP and above. So here we're facing fighters, and I just want to bomb the front, get rid of the front, and then just run past the, I think that's Baron, who's left now. Actually, I'm going to bomb now. What I was actually trying to do was just send the destroyer to be up front. I didn't think he was going to take out the front 2 fighters. But he did, and then the bomb took out the other guy. So then I can take out the Baron and just run right down. So that one didn't quite work out the way I wanted because I was a bit stronger than I expected myself to be. So I get the win. We'll go on to the next battle. And we'll see how this one goes. So I'm going to bomb behind the tank. This one again, it's Baron. So I want to get through the tank and then bomb and See how that goes. So I send my destroyers, and they're getting pretty well eaten. At least the first one. And then send the bomb units. They get through, and they kill everybody except the tank. So that was perfect execution there. So I learned a lot about using bombs from Slate, and she does talk about timing. And so their timing was perfect, before it was not. So on to opponent 2. This one was more in my guild's range, comparable to us, and a lot of people lower BP than us. So Russian guild, with a lot of other European players mixed in. So yeah, I like to scroll through and just see where everybody's from. But this is primarily a Russian guild. There's a little bit of Ukrainians, a little bit of, looks like a Chinese, and then I think there was a German in there, Belarus. So, but yeah, this team was quite a bit lower than us, and we handled them okay. They took out more of us than I thought they were at the beginning. So I'll start off with defense. And I did get destroyed, as to be expected. So my defense, I'll go ahead and I'm going to show a loss here. So this is my team 2. They're going to send the big basher guys, and I'm hitting them pretty well. And then they're going to send the Shadowcasters, who should walk right through me. I'm surprised they didn't stack them, though. But yeah, they walk right through me. Those Shadowcasters are pretty popular, or pretty powerful, and probably pretty popular too, as I start to lean on them this week. I did not lean on them last week. I made a video on the Demonic Crusade and had to use them there and realized they're actually really good tank killers. So I'll show my only win, which AI really stalled this out. So this one makes me not want to move AI from this position, because they are going to get past my tank, they are going to get past my arrogance, and AI's little ice bombs are the only things that keep them from scoring. So he didn't start off that aggressively, and it takes him a little while. He's down to a minute and a half before he starts moving past my tank. Actually, still hasn't started moving past my tank. Close to a minute he starts before he's moving past my tank. And man, under a minute, still hasn't moved past my tank. This guy has more power than me, so I'm not sure what was stopping him. And then he moves into the ice bombs, and only 20 seconds left, hit another ice bomb, and not enough time to get around that corner. So AI's stall gets me the win there. So AI is really solid, and I'm wondering if Dahlia will be better, or if AI will be better because she just stalls them out like that. So that was my only defensive win. I'll move on to offense, though. I'm still pretty happy, though. I got 1 win on defense this week. Got 2 last week. So I'm going to use the archers on the wings, then bomb the set ram. And when they leave those wings exposed like that, that's just a mistake. This one actually had decent BP. I was kind of surprised that my archers just mowed them all down. My archers aren't that strong. So I meant to do a little bit more, but the archers just took it and then broke the crystal. So this one I'm going to bomb the Wrath and then archers on the wings. I can't do the archers on the wings until Wrath is gone. So I run into a mage. Mari is kind of a problem. I really don't like facing Mari in general. So I'm going to go ahead and send the bombs, and they get slowed down and don't do anything. So I'm going to send in my Shadowcasters here. I'm kind of panicking, thinking, okay, and then I run them right into the Mari ultimate, but they're able to take out the front, the Wrath, and then I can send the archers, and then I can start moving through. So it worked out, did okay. The Shadowcasters really saved the day there. So yeah, that was a really good win to be able to recover like that. So on to the next one. And this one I'm going to want to send the Destroyer and then the archers on the healer. So they got Vortex exposed. And they've got an Ajax, so they have a mage. And then everybody else, I think, is piercing damage. So the Destroyers are going to do okay unless Ajax just rips me apart. But my Destroyers rip them apart, and I'm able to walk right through, and the archers take everybody else out. So again, I'm roughly 205, 210 BP on my demonic teams, and they're right around 300 BP usually on their defense, and able to move right through them pretty well. So I'm going to make my minimums a little higher. So here I want to send the destroyers, and then the archers on the healer and the mage. So the healer and the mage are exposed. Man, that is tough when you set up around there and you leave people exposed, because you're just going to have those eliminated. The archers make quick work of them. Then I'm going to walk down the middle and just take it. The destroyers do such good DPS. I was really lucky to pick them up when I did off of it was the first chest off Nightmare 4 guild boss. So on to the next one. And so I want to archers on the mage and then bomb the front line. So goodbye mage, and then don't worry about what happens to the mage, or to the archers I mean. So I want to bomb this line, so I'm going to send in an uncommon destroyer, trigger the ults. Maul is really annoying because he gets that ult back up quick. Go ahead and bomb that line. And Torador's in there. My destroyer's really holding up though. Really not a lot of damage on him. So Torador's actually gone from the uncommon destroyers, and then I beat through the tank. I was sending the Shadowcasters to take them out, and by the time they got up there, there was a clear path. So got the win there pretty easily. And we'll see how the next one goes. So on to the next one. So I'm just going to bomb the front line on this because they've got the Wrath on the side, they've got the Kineza on the side, and whoever that other guy is. So I got to walk in here, trigger the ults. He's getting destroyed pretty quickly. Send the other destroyer. Timing might have been a little bad there, but then I'm just going to send the bombs, and boom. Did not kill the Kineza. I'm going to send the Shadowcasters, and then the archers, and then we'll walk in. Adding Shadowcaster to my assortment of demons is being pretty helpful, because the archers, sometimes I can't get to the heroes I want to kill. So archers on the wings on this one, and then bomb behind the tank. So yeah, they left both wings exposed, so I can take them both out. Don't worry about the archers here, they're going to die. Hopefully trigger some ults. Then I'm going to send the Pharaoh guard because they were heavy on mages. Bomb behind the tank, failed. I hit the tank, but then I'm able to just work through the tank and go after Volca. So timing was a little off on the bombs, but I did get the guy on the slot to the left. So not always going to plan, but doing okay. I'm going to have to raise the BP of the opponents that I'm facing. Just do the harder ones. So I need a bomb behind the tank and then use Shadowcasters. Abomination is the tank, and he's usually not that bad. If I just send, and I actually splatted the bombs up against the front, but I was able to kind of get through and kill the person behind. Send the Pharaoh guard again, send the Shadowcasters, take out the Abomination, and take out the Absan, and then I'm done. So that worked out okay. But yeah, they're getting into my rotation pretty well, and the Pharaoh's guard is actually getting into my rotation too, when they're mage heavy. So pretty decent contribution on both weeks actually, but the second week in particular took out some central keeps, and went 8-0 and got a win on defense. So I finish up number 5 on the contribution for week 2, or the opponent 2. So felt pretty good about that, and I still have a lot to learn, but chugging along. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.